Songwriters Chris Stapleton and Al Anderson have each seen success in the music business. But when a major artist like George Strait decides to cut one of your songs, it can be life-changing. When George cut their song, Love's Gonna Make It All Right, it quickly became his 59th #1 hit. Kelly Lynn caught up with the writers at a party to celebrate that song's success.
It's a big debt ASCAP as George Strait has his 59th #1, and I am here with one of the co-writers who wrote that song. How are you, Mr. Chris Stapleton?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. Now, this is pretty exciting because that's a lot of #1s.
It's a lot of #1s for him, and this is the 4th one for me, and it's it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Now, when you sat down, because you wrote this song with Al, and how was that day? Did you guys come in wanting to write a song for George Strait, or did...
I think Al might have come in with a mission that day. I'm not sure, but Al usually comes in with, when we write, he has about half a dozen grooves or something that he's has planned on, worked on, and if he can, he'll make you write all of them that day. But he came in with that groove, and we kind of were thinking about writing. It's one of the rare instances where we actually wrote something with somebody in mind. For me, I rarely write things with people in mind. I just kind of write things. But we wrote that song for George Strait, and it made its way to George Strait, and here we are with the 59th #1.
And so you've had 4 before that. You wrote a big hit for Mr. Kenny Chesney.
I had a big hit for Kenny Chesney, and I had a hit for Josh Turner, and then I had one for Darius Rucker that went #1. So.
All right. Now, also, you're a great writer, obviously, and you're also an artist. You've got a record deal on Universal and just cut a record.
I did, and hopefully, sometime this fall, maybe the first of next year, we'll have a single or something out. I'm not sure. It's not really up to me, but yeah, hopefully, somewhere in there we'll have some music out for people to listen to.
I'm a huge fan of your voice. It's absolutely wonderful. What's the journey been like? How long have you been in Nashville for the people watching that don't know Chris Stapleton?
I've been in Nashville since October of 2001, so it's about 11 years coming up this fall, and I've loved every one of them, and this is my home now, and really love making music and writing songs, and getting up and doing it every day for a job is, I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
I'm here with Mr. Al Anderson, who we've just been talking. George Strait, 59 #1s. That's a lot of #1s.
It sure is. Man, since 1984.
Wow. And that's really not that long to have gotten that many.
I know. God, it just keeps going and going.
Going and going. Now, when you wrote this song, you sat down with Chris, and talk about that day when you came in. Did you know you wanted to write a hit for George Strait that day?
We'd written a song that day, so I remember already. And we wrote that second, and there was just this chord I always liked, this D minor with a C chord on top, and I just started playing, and he started playing the lick, ding, 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 and then he started singing, and that's the great thing about writing with him, is you get to write the song and then you get to hear him sing it too.
No kidding. I love his voice. Chris Stapleton, everybody just hold your breath because the record's coming out and he can sing. The boy is great.
Best thing that ever hit town, I'm telling you.
Baby, love's gonna make it all right.
Talk a little bit about your background, because I know you've written big hits. You've had Tim McGraw and one of my favorite songs. Oh, that's a great one.
I was in a band called the NRBQ for 22 years. And I'm in a band now called the World Famous Headliners with Sean Camp and Pat McLaughlin.
2 great guys.
Greg Morrow and Michael Rhodes. And I've just been writing here since '91. And I had my first hit was with Carlene Carter called Every Little Thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I've just been here writing ever since.
And it's working out well for you.
Yep, it is. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
All right. So if you could give some advice to these guys that are sitting at home thinking about moving to Nashville and writing songs, what would you say?
I'd say do not come down here. We have all the songwriters we need. Any more would just be overkill. Stay home.
Al Anderson wants to write all the hits for all the artists. All right. Well, he was honest.
And seriously, if you love it and it's your passion, just do it. Do what you love to do.
We still have lots more ahead, including a benefit where the stars are the ones doing the serving. We'll explain when we come back. There's plenty more Inside Music Row right after this.